set it up. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight, losing my religion.
Now, there's a reason why we use innocent until proven guilty, and it's because we have as a goal the goal of limiting the number of people who are falsely imprisoned by making the standards of demonstrating guilt high enough that guilt isn't assumed, that you have to prove your innocence. We limit the number of people who are falsely convicted. That is exactly the same reason why claims of existence are in the position where they need to be supported by evidence, because it limits the number of false claims of existence that we're likely to accept. It's about standards of evidence. It's the reason why scientific standards of evidence are what they are, because we care about whether or not our beliefs are true. We want to believe as many true things and as few false things, and that is the methodology, that is the default position that demonstrably produces those results. It's not arbitrary. It's not like somebody said, oh, no, we're just going to say existence is what needs to be proved instead of non-existence. And you know this yourself, almost intuitively. Do you believe in the Loch Ness Monster until somebody proves that he doesn't exist?
Right, but that's making a specific, ridiculous claim. See, I can't...
Why is that a specific, ridiculous claim? Because I think you're God.
Because you're talking about a specific nature of something that isn't necessary. If the Loch Ness Monster doesn't exist, that doesn't say anything. If a God as a whole
it says that it doesn't
never existed, that does say something.
No, it only says something in your particular definition of what God is. And while I don't know what it is, based on what you've said so far, I'm willing to assume that your definition of God is something that I probably find just as ridiculous, perhaps even more so, than the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot or fairies. You know why? Because I bet your God is some kind of omnipotent, all-powerful, transcendent, outside of time thing for which we have no reason to think anything like that can exist, when in fact fairies are not all that unrealistic if you get rid of the magic parts.
Okay, but I think when you were using the jury example with the disagreement here, and I can see that it's not going to be, I'm not going to bridge the gap, but I think the disagreement here is coming from the fact that you see claiming that a God exists as a claim, and you can reject that, and the default position is non-belief. And I see that if you are claiming that there's no God at all, you yourself are making a claim yourself, because you're saying everything just happened. So they're actually two claims. They're not.
No.
It's just phrased in a way where it sounds like it's one claim, and you know the default position is non-belief, but it's really two claims.
No.
The specific nature of a God then would be my responsibility to prove to you.
No, Josh. No, absolutely not. You're so fractally wrong, it's not even funny. Because here's the truth.
Fractally wrong?
Yes, fractally wrong. It means you're wrong at every conceivable resolution of your claim. Here's the thing. Either a God exists or it doesn't. That is a true dichotomy. What you're saying is that either a God exists and is responsible for creating the universe in exactly the manner in which we see it now, or the universe just happened by chance with no direction, blah, blah, blah. You are ignoring all other possibilities of how a universe might be explained. You are conflating two different issues: God's existence, explanation for the universe. Once again, you are taking two separate claims and conflating them, and you're fractally wrong for doing so.
Okay.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
We got John in Melbourne, Florida.
Hey, guys.
How you doing?
Hey.
Pretty good. Hey, I just want to first say I appreciate you guys having a show like this where people can call in. I got a couple things really quick before I get into my question. What you were just telling the previous caller about the claim thing, as in guilty or not guilty, you claim we don't call ourselves the not guiltiest. But I think in statement, you're correct, but in what you actually do, indeed, you're totally contradicting yourself. You have a show called The Atheist Experience. To go ahead and put a show on the air like that, you are making some type of claim.
Yes, I'm claiming that I don't accept theistic claims.
Okay, and then, that's not my main reason for calling anyway. And another thing, I think what the previous caller was trying to narrow down was either intelligence caused the universe or not. And if you say intelligence did not cause the universe, I'm not specifically referring to God, I'm saying intelligence. By default, you're saying the non-intelligence caused the universe or no intelligence at all. Because there's neither a thing that is not intelligent or intelligent. It's either one or the other. So in that way, whether you open your mouth about it, you are by default in that position.
Let me see if I can phrase it this way. I agree. Either the universe is the result of intelligent causes or it's not. Those are the only two possibilities. And my position is that I am unconvinced that intelligent causes are responsible for the universe.
Okay.
Now, I'll go a step further and say that all of the available evidence points to unintelligent causes for the universe. That is my assessment of it, but it's a different issue from whether or not I accept the bald, unfounded assertion that intelligence is necessary and responsible.
That sounds fair enough.